Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the In10sity Podcast. I am Stay True 92. Tonight is your SmackDown live review, September 18th, 2018. And I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Atomic Kevin Gray, for the beautiful graphics as you see on the video. And I will be posting his Instagram down below in the description box. Please give him a follow and see his amazing work as a tattoo artist. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the In10sity Podcast. Please give me a follow on there. Please like this video and subscribe and turn the bell on for all notifications. And real quick, before I get into the podcast itself, the SmackDown review, let me tell you all, for the people out there that are still claiming that she is evil, she is a heel, Becky Lynch is not a heel. Did you get that? Becky Lynch is not a heel. Why do you ask? Because storyline wise, let's put yourself in Becky Lynch's shoes. Just for a moment. Think about it. 2 years. 2 full years. Trying to make it back to the top, where she is finding herself now, Becky Lynch. And then all of a sudden, your best friend, she gets injured, she popped whatever she popped on her breast implants, Let's just say that you found yourself in Becky Lynch's position, you're close to achieving, getting that promotion at work, and then someone else just comes back, after being away, or someone undeservedly comes in and just steals that promotion, steals that spot from you. Think about it. What would you do in that instance? Do you think you're just going to stand by and just congratulate your friend and just not feel, salty, or, you feel upset because you know that you deserve that moment, you know that you deserve that promotion, and you're just gonna be okay with your best friend taking that spotlight from you? I don't think so. I don't think that any of you would like that. Becky Lynch is not a heel, and I will say it over and over and over and over and over again. Becky Lynch is not a fucking heel. She is more of a tweener, which, if you don't know what a tweener is someone that's a heel, it's not a heel nor a face, They're neutral. So that's basically what Becky Lynch is, because in no way her actions speak heel. It's just out of frustration. It's out of anger. And it's out of just, having enough of, your best friend stealing your spotlight, Like, you don't want that. I mean, she doesn't want that, obviously. She took care of things. She beat Charlotte at Hell in a Cell on Sunday night. She's doing what she's got to do. But WWE going out of their way to go ahead and try and villainize Becky Lynch, when in all evidence you hear the crowd chanting Becky Lynch and chanting, "You deserve it." Does that speak heel to you? No matter what WWE is doing, having Becky Lynch do to convince you in believing that Becky Lynch is now a heel, well, guess what? It's not working. And it's not going to work, because Becky Lynch is not ever going to be a heel. Nor would I want her to be a heel, because she's awesome at what she does. And this rebellious, not give a shit Becky Lynch is a breath of fresh air for not only herself, but the SmackDown Women's Division. It's sorely needed, and it's perfect. To me, this Becky Lynch persona that she has now, this I don't give a fuck kind of attitude, it's perfect. I love it. I hope WWE continues to do it. But, WWE, just like I mentioned, going out of their way to try and villainize Becky Lynch. She turned away a handshake from Charlotte on Sunday night. And now tonight she dropped the B word, the bitch word. The one word that WWE seemingly overuses to just get a cheap pop. And quite frankly, it's not going to, affect Becky Lynch as, I guess villainizing her, because that's not the case, guys. That's not the fucking case. It will not be the case. Becky Lynch is not a heel. And with that, I rest my case, because she is not a heel. Okay? Moving on. So, SmackDown opens up, tonight on Miz TV. Miz opens the show, and he announces at Super Showdown that it's going to be Miz himself versus Daniel Bryan, and the winner will have a match against the WWE Champion. Now, my thoughts on this: I believe that Miz should be winning this match to prolong the story of Daniel Bryan claiming back his title that he never lost. And and I'm more than positive that I'm not the only one that's been mentioning this as far as how Daniel Bryan should win the title, the WWE Championship back. I believe that Miz should win this match, and I believe that Miz should also win the WWE title match, whether it's against AJ Styles or Samoa Joe, which more likely it's going to be AJ Styles, because WWE rarely does ever heel on heel matches, heel versus heel matches. So I truly believe that The Miz is going to win this match at Super Showdown on Melbourne, Australia. And he is going to go on ahead and beat AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. I believe that Daniel Bryan should go on and lay low for a little bit, win the Royal Rumble match in January, and then milk the top story, top feud that is going to be on the road to WrestleMania next year when it comes to Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, which should conclude by Daniel Bryan winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 35. Now, of course, WWE, might go another route, but in all honesty, if you ask me, I don't see that going on any other way. I think this should be the way that WWE should go, because Daniel Bryan, to me, and to I'm more than positive that a lot of people, is a big deal still, and he is more close to being the face of the company than is Roman Reigns. So I believe that Daniel Bryan should definitely be the one to win the Royal Rumble and win against Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 35. Anyways, so Miz goes on to say that Daniel Bryan is not on his level and will never be. And he goes on and invites his guest host, which turns out to be Maurice. Miz asks how was she able to beat Brie after giving birth and after being, after recovering just 5 months after she gave birth to Monroe Sky. And Maurice says that she's better. She's better. And that she's saying that Brie married Daniel Bryan to just stay relevant, And low-key, I kind of believe that, but who cares, And then Maryse goes on to announce that it will be the last time that she'll appear on SmackDown. Now, the crowd goes on ahead and cheers. And Miz finds it disrespectful. And Miz continuously asks the crowd to stop booing her wife and says that you're really booing a mother, kind of thing. And then he goes on and says that he'll destroy Daniel Bryan since the audience refuses to stop booing his wife. Out comes Daniel Bryan and says that you can talk about me all you want, but when it comes to my wife, this is what you'll get. He comes down the ramp, he charges to The Miz. The Miz and Daniel Bryan fight. They get in a fight, and then I think it was Miz that hit Maryse on the stomach. Maryse, she favors her stomach. She's on her knees. She's laying down. The doctors come in. They check up on her. Daniel Bryan's in disbelief. He's just sitting there. He's saying, I'm sorry, And, of course, Miz is checking on his wife, asking her if she needs water. Are you okay? You need help? And all of a sudden, Maryse is on the apron, and she turns to Daniel Bryan, and she looks at him and starts smiling and starts getting up. And Daniel Bryan is in shock, and Miz goes on ahead and gets behind Daniel Bryan, trying to hit the skull-crushing finale, but Daniel Bryan is able to fend him off and avoids getting hit with the skull-crushing finale, and fends Miz off. Then they show Daniel Bryan backstage. Kayla Braxton asks how did he fend off The Miz, and Daniel Bryan goes on to say that he knew it because every time he calls him out, Miz has a plan. And at the Super Showdown in Australia, he'll win to get an opportunity at the WWE Champion. Like I said, Daniel Bryan should not win this match at Super Showdown for the mere fact of storyline. He should be losing against The Miz and lay low, as I spoke before. So, with that said, we go on and have Cesaro versus Kofi Kingston. Now, before the match, Kofi says there's only one day, and it's not Rusev Day, but New Day. And that they're dressed as, I guess, I don't know if they were trying to look like, I don't know, Steve Irwin. I'm not sure. I don't know. But they were dressed as people that were out. What's his name? Coyote from the YouTube channel. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, the bar says that the New Day are a joke and that they will be elevating the SmackDown Tag Team division when they win the tag team titles. So they go on ahead, Cesaro versus Kofi Kingston, and right away, Cesaro goes on ahead and targets the right leg of Kofi Kingston. They go back and forth. Cesaro keeps control despite Kofi trying to get momentum. And oh my goodness, Cesaro hit a very nasty uppercut. I loved it. That looked legit. That was awesome. That was a very nasty uppercut after two failed pinfall attempts from Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston attempted 2 roll-ups to end the match quickly. Kofi hits a tornado DDT and bounces 3 times on the top turnbuckle, and then he falls on Cesaro on the outside, and then he hits an SOS, but Cesaro hits the neutralizer for the win. 1, 2, 3. Cesaro wins, and I'm very much hoping that, which I very doubtly think that the Bar will win the championships anytime soon or at all. But I really would like for the Bar again to win the tag team championships because the New Day, as fun as they are, as entertaining as they have always been, I think that it's time for, having other tag teams have an opportunity to be champions, as just I believe that's the case when it comes to the New Day. I mean, they've had their fair share of moments. They have plenty of moments. Clearly Vince loves the shit out of them. And I'm more than positive that this will not be the last title reign that they'll ever have. But if they lose to the Bar. But yeah, I believe that the Bar should win the tag team championships, SmackDown tag team championships against the New Day. And have a feud with, let's see here, what tag teams do we have on SmackDown? Because guess what? I don't even know. I have literally no idea what's going on with the tag team division on not only SmackDown, but Raw itself. I mean, we spoke about this yesterday on Raw's review, which you can watch. That's live on the channel right now. There's literally barely any tag team, matches, and when they do happen, it's not anything special, the tag team division doesn't feel special on either brand. The only place that it actually feels special, and I feel that WWE gives a shit about, is on NXT. So far, there's nothing going on the tag team division on either brand on the main roster, and it's fucking sad. As I mentioned yesterday, it's a shame that nothing major is going on with these teams. I feel like they're just in the back burner. Vince doesn't give a fuck. I don't see the tag team division coming to prominence anytime soon. I just think that they're going to continue to be in the back burner, as reports, were made, before earlier in the year, that Vince will not be pushing the tag team division. And I believe that it's total horseshit, because the tag team division is very fucking important to the damn show, in wrestling. Come on now. Like, who doesn't fucking love a solid tag team division, It's fucking shame. But, moving on, people. Rusev Day backstage. Aiden English, tells Rusev that he has the match got tonight, and that Rusev tells him, that's great and all, you're pumping me up, whatever, but you won't be coming out to my match tonight. And Aiden is like, you think it was still my fault that we lost at the Hell in a Cell? And he tells Aiden, it's fine and all, but I would much rather have you stay, on the back and sit out this match. Then Rusev and Lana walk away, and then Aiden goes on a rant with someone backstage. He goes on a rant and says that Rusev Day is a thing because of him, and then all of a sudden you see the person point behind Aiden, and Aiden slowly turns around, and Lana is standing there with, pissed off, of course, after everything that she heard. And Aiden tries to apologize. He said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean what I said. I apologize, but please, it was just the heat of the moment, whatever. And then Lana goes ahead and she tells him that she will tell Rusev everything. Then after that, Randy Orton, the announcers, they say something's going on the production truck, and then the Randy Orton shown, and man, I have to say, this is the Randy Orton that we all fell in love with, the Randy Orton that we all truly enjoy. Randy's heel work is untouchable. I believe, in my opinion, that Randy Orton is the best heel on the main roster right now. Samoa Joe comes in on a solid second, But I believe that Randy is the better heel. I mean, my God, like this guy came back, and as soon as he came back, quick work of Jeff Hardy made it, made it quickly known that he was a heel. He's gonna fucking, destroy every single superstar that the WWE Universe adores and holds near and dear, and he's absolutely living up to exactly that statement that he made when he came back. I believe the second week after he attacked Jeff Hardy on a episode of SmackDown, and he's doing exactly that. And he's shown on the back on the production truck, and he tells a worker to pull up the image, I believe, of Randy putting a screwdriver through Jeff's earlobe, and he tells a worker that if he thought that, no, and before he even said that, it's just the way he talks, the way he delivers, the way he just so devious, It's like, does that disturb you? Does that make you feel uncomfortable? Speaking to the coworker over his ear and all that. And then he tells a worker that, that if he thought that was bad and disturbing, just wait for the next person that he's going to do malicious things like he's doing right now. Man, I absolutely love this Randy. This is the Randy we love, because before this, on his face run, a boring ass Orton. Babyface Orton should not be a thing anymore for the remainder of his career. He should not be a babyface. From here on out until the day he retires, he should be a heel. Definitely, bottom line, heel. Heel work, brilliant. Can you imagine a tag team of him and Tommaso Ciampa? Oh my goodness. That's something I actually would love to see. Imagine a tag team match between Randy Orton and Tommaso Ciampa versus Daniel Bryan and Johnny Gargano. Oh, take my money. Take my money. I would love to see that match. I will pay to see that match. Take my money. Moving on, people. So we go ahead and have Kayla Braxton backstage again, and she asks AJ, how does he feel after almost losing the title at Hell in a Cell? Now, we all know that match ended in a fuck finish for the sole purpose of continuing on this storyline and dragging it out at least to another pay-per-view, which is, Super Showdown at Melbourne, Australia, which I believe that will be the last match that AJ and Samoa Joe will have, with AJ retaining the WWE Championship title, because I believe that, as I mentioned, The Miz will win at Super Showdown, and he will go on to beat AJ Styles before the year is over, or maybe possibly the Royal Rumble, the latest, and go on to WrestleMania to face Daniel Bryan. But anyways, AJ says the worst thing that could have happened was that Joe walked away as champion after, messing with his family and all that, and says he needs to focus on Australia, which he himself announces that it's going to be a no DQ match. Says that he's going to focus on tonight's match, and that, CM Almas has taken him to the limit, and that was that. Then they show Nakamura versus Rusev for the United States title. And they show Lana, Rusev, and Aiden backstage. And Lana is running towards Rusev. And Lana tries to explain to Rusev what Aiden said. And Rusev just tells her that, listen, whatever it is you have to tell me, you're going to have to wait until after the match, because, of course, he's trying to focus and try to bounce back from the loss at Hell in a Cell. So she keeps trying to explain to him, And she's like, but Rusev, let me explain something. And she's like, no, not now, afterwards, whatever. Then Rusev tells Aiden to, do the honors. And then Aiden is like, of course, And then he goes out there and announces Rusev Day, and the match ensues. Rusev takes control with 2 over the head belly to bellies. But Nakamura goes ahead and takes control of Rusev with a kick to the face. And the crowd goes lively. They were really into this match. They go back and forth. Rusev misses Machka kick, but hits a kick on the side of the face of Nakamura. Rusev was thinking a suplex from the apron to the outside, but Nakamura counters with an eye rake and hits a knee from the top rope. Rusev hits the Machka kick, and then towards the end of the match, Aiden comes up on the apron and has a microphone and starts chanting, "Rusev Day! Rusev Day!" And then Rusev is like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What are you doing?" And all of a sudden, you see Nakamura beat Rusev with a roll-up. And English, after that happened, goes on and attacks Rusev from behind and repeatedly beats him with the microphone. This was bound to happen. The fuck finish, the bullshit that happened at Hell in a Cell, and we all knew that this was coming to an end. Unfortunately, I don't think that this should be the end of, Rusev Day. I truly believe that they should have continued on, but this is WWE's decision. Aiden, after this, I really don't see him going anywhere. Aiden is not really something to look forward to, in my opinion. I don't see anything other than his mic skills and his singing skills. Anything special. But here we are. They Rusev got attacked by Aiden. Now there's going to be a feud between them. I think it's bullshit. I don't think they should have broken up. I think they should have had the tag team championships a while ago. While Rusev was stupid hot like it was at one point, because now it's died down. Still relatively popular, but it's not as popular as it was before. And it's a shame that they did not get to win the WWE SmackDown tag team titles, but life goes on, So let's just see how this feud ensues. I'm hoping that Rusev, I really hope. Rusev has been one of my favorite acts on SmackDown, one of my favorite talents. I love Rusev Day. I love it. I love I loved everything from the very beginning to now. I really hope that, Rusev is given an opportunity at some point down the line. He deserves to be in a high-profile match again in the main event. I really want to see this guy hold gold, top gold. I would love to see him win the WWE title at some point in the future before, this whole Rusev stick dies down. But we all know that, WWE is probably not gonna do that because, they're just WWE, Rusev is popular enough and he is over enough, to, I believe, be inserted into the main event at some point down the future and possibly win, the WWE Championship, But that's just my opinion. Anyways, so after that, CN versus Styles. Andrade. This guy is just gonna go up, uphill. Continuing on, the coming weeks. and for many months. We already know Vince is, very much, he very much looks up on Andrade. He's very high on Andrade. This guy is amazing. This guy is brilliant in the ring. This guy knows how to tell a story on the ring. He's money. Andrade Cien Almas is money. The guy is a 5-star machine, proven to everyone, okay, at NXT Philadelphia back in January, NXT Takeover. That match with against Johnny Gargano, that match right there, to me, still is the best match of 2018. And better than, yes, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano's, matches when it comes to NXT Takeover matches. That match, man, that match to open up the year, to open up, the eyes of everyone to see how great Cien Almas is. Well, there you go. I've seen this guy. I remember seeing this guy 2 years ago. I was at an NXT house show here in Tampa, Florida, and I remember seeing him. His name was at the time it was Archangel, and he had a match against Sami Zayn. And my God, man, I was sitting with my dad and my sister next to me, and I looked at my dad. My dad looked at me, and I'm like, this guy right here, he's gonna be huge. Like he still at that time did the moonsault and then the standing moonsault that he still does to this day. Yeah, he lost, and he lost the match. But Sami Zayn showing him respect. But I just wanted to share a personal story of mine, seeing as how far Cien Almas has come, onto where he is now. But yeah, so he comes out, and Styles comes in, and man, this guy wasted no time. He attacked Styles before the bell rang. He's stomping away, and then finally the bell rings, and then he continues his assault. Styles counters with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker with a DDT of his own. And then Andrade goes ahead and knocks AJ with a back elbow, man. And those back elbows, they look sick as shit. When he hits them, that's like, oh, wow, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, whoa, shit. I love that shit. Like, I love it. I love his in-ring offense. It's different. It's fresh, as I said. Vince has money in Andrade Cien Almas. But anyways, Ushigoroshi on Almas. Cien counters the Styles Clash and goes for a moonsault. Like I said, the moonsault, and then he lands on his feet, and then he goes for a standing moonsault. But Styles counters and puts his knees up, and Cien hits himself on the shoulder, on the right shoulder, I believe. And then Styles goes for a phenomenal forearm, but Cien hits AJ with an elbow, and I can't stand this whole position that these stars, this WWE superstars put themselves in. Why on earth would you hang on to the rope looking like a fucking idiot at your opponent, waiting for them to get on top of wherever they're getting on top of, whether it's the post, the top turnbuckle, whatever? Why would you hold yourself up to set yourself for a fucking double stomp? It doesn't make sense. That's the stupidest fucking move I've seen and have ever seen. I don't get it. And of course, I'm not shitting on AJ Styles for doing it. It's just the thing that WWE has their talent do. And I can't fucking stand that, man. Like, it's just like, it's very, I'm just very, it aggravates me, Like, I don't think that should be a thing. It's ridiculous how they hold themselves up on the fucking rope to get a double stomp. The double stomp, But, that's just me, that's just my thing. Like, I don't think that shouldn't be a thing. Like, it's just fucking stupid. They look stupid when they do that shit, man. But anyways, he hits a double stomp from the top turnbuckle. Excuse me, guys. Cien relentlessly kicks AJ back out of the ring with a boot. Styles, he hits Cien with a phenomenal forearm on the back of the head. Almost again counters the clash, but then Cien takes control, and then he puts AJ on the corner, double knees to Styles, and then AJ, man, this is why AJ is the fucking best of the best. Like, this guy, man, I'm telling you, I mean, everyone knows this by now. AJ Styles, to me, is the best fucking in-ring performer there is to this day. And, speaking of which, Cien is like, we have, I believe, my top two. If you want to ask me my top two in-ring performers, you had them on the ring tonight. Cien and Styles. But anyways, AJ goes for a roll-up, but then, he does the, how he grabs the legs and then he flits forward, and then his back is against Almas's chest. And then he turns that into a fucking Styles clash for the win. My God, man, that shit looked amazing. I loved it. It looked amazing. Like, that shit, that's why AJ Styles is fucking phenomenal, man. Like, that shit was fucking a picture perfect, beautiful fucking move. Beautiful fucking AJ Styles clash. Amazing. After that, Samoa Joe comes out, and he attacks AJ from behind. AJ fends him off, but not before Joe continuously, repeatedly tells AJ that he will never be safe. And I personally would love nothing more to see Joe win the championship, but the only way that, let's just say that if Samoa Joe wins the WWE Championship title, then I would think that WWE would go down the route with Daniel Bryan winning the match against Miz at Super Showdown in Australia. But that would not be as huge as it would be if Miz defeated AJ for the WWE Championship and then faced Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35. I really think that is the better feud. I think that's where the money is. I think that's where Vince is going to go, because it's what's best for business, Quite frankly, it is. And in all honesty, I would love nothing more than to see Samoa Joe, be awarded for his brilliant work as a heel, when it comes to AJ Styles. What he's done has been nothing but fucking entertaining, brilliant. It's a brilliant storyline. I love it, Nothing out of the fucking, out of this world kind of shit, but he's been brilliant, He's been brilliant as a heel. And then we go ahead and have Asuka. Asuka. Do you remember when Asuka was in NXT and she was undefeated and she was, she felt important and she fucking felt like she was a fucking face of death, like she was a fucking threat. She was a fucking threat to anybody that was in her presence. They will feel intimidated. They will fucking feel like, holy shit, I'm facing a fucking, I'm facing the very, very best of the best female performer in WWE. Do you remember that Asuka? I remember that Asuka. Because guess what? Asuka is not even close to what she was before this fucking main roster call-up. Did you see what she is now? Did you see what they're having Asuka come out to now? To fucking tag teaming with Naomi? Fucking coming out and Naomi imitating her fucking dance, and shit like that. Like, what the fuck, WWE, man? I cannot believe, and all this shit think about it. Like, what the fuck? You have Carmella. You have not even Carmella. Let me take it back all the way to Charlotte. You have Charlotte beat Asuka at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. Then you have Carmella cash in on fucking Charlotte, okay? I don't fucking remember when it was. But that happens, right? And then you have fucking Carmella beating Asuka as well. You know, from that point on, from WrestleMania 34 all the way to now, that's what? 5 months? My God, Asuka has been nothing more than a fucking afterthought. She is literally nothing. The mystique, the mystique aura that Asuka had, the importance, that presence that she used to have is fucking nothing now. She's resorting now to fucking feuding with the Iconics, which the Iconics have done jack shit. They're nothing. They were something at least down in NXT, but now they're fucking nothing. And now Asuka is feuding with them. You know? What the fuck happened? And all this shit. You know? What for? What the fuck for? Carmella is nowhere. You know, Carmella's nothing right now, man. Carmella is nothing. You know, she just mysteriously fucking turned babyface because now she's gonna team with fucking R-Truth for the mixed tag team. You know, for the mixed match tag team matches, whatever the fuck bullshit ass fucking show. I don't watch that shit, so I wouldn't fucking know. But that's the reason why she fucking turned face. So WWE expects me to just fucking like forget. She's just, let's just sweep that under the rug. Like, they're not going to remember, because a fucking casual fucking fan is fucking stupid. Every fucking, fan in the WWE universe is fucking stupid. They're not going to remember. We can just sweep it under the rug. They won't notice. They won't notice. But we do notice. Like, what the fuck? And again, what was that all ultimately for? What did it gain? What did WWE gain by having Asuka fucking lose? Oh, I see. Because they want fucking Charlotte to fucking be the fucking top of the fucking top when it comes to the fucking women in WWE. Because why? She's a fucking Flair. And don't fucking tell me that's not the reason why. Oh no, because she's so amazing, she's the top talent, she's like the top notch, best performer in WWE when it comes to the women's division. No, the fuck she's not. Sasha is a better performer than Charlotte will ever be. In my opinion. Sasha is a better worker than Charlotte. So don't come at me and don't at me and tell me that Charlotte is better than Sasha, because she's not. Sasha is definitely the better one when it comes to them both. But anyways, I'm drifting off. I'm just putting my 2 cents in, went on a little rant. Charlotte, and the whole Carmella bullshit was for nothing. Because as you see, Asuka is nowhere near to what she was a year ago. And even then, I knew it. I mean, really, what is the main roster now? You get all these NXT calls, and they fucking feel like nothing. You fear for these people, man. You feel like when you're promoted to a fucking awesome show that is called NXT, and then you're fucking demoted when you're called to the main roster. It's fucking sad. It is sad as fuck to see where not only Asuka, but Sanity, Sanity, man. Sanity. One of the best things happening and that went on in NXT, and now they're fucking nothing. Nothing! Because WWE doesn't know how to fucking be creative. They can't book shit properly to save their fucking life. Fucking bullshit. Anyways, moving on. The Iconics make fun of Asuka and Naomi, saying that, Asuka hair, it matches Naomi's glow. Like, who gives a fuck, man? That's stupid shit. I don't care. These women deserve better. I honestly, I just don't know. You want me to, let me just say something. You want me to take the women's division seriously, but you have a fucking show. You keep promoting a show that has the words diva in it. Total Divas. You want me to take them serious, yet you're promoting a fucking show that is called Total Divas. How the fuck am I supposed to take them seriously, man? That's one thing. And another thing is, these matches, they don't feel important, Like I was saying, Asuka doesn't feel important, the Iconics don't feel important. No one in the fucking division feels important outside of Becky Lynch and Charlotte right now. Why can't every fucking woman feel important in this division? Aside from the fucking ones that obviously suck. Dana Brooke and Brie Bella and fucking Alicia Fox. What the fuck? It's fucking it sucks. It really fucking sucks, but hey. Moving on. Asuka hits a hip attack. Billy goes for a suplex, and then Asuka counters and wins for the Asuka lock. Nothing special. You did not miss anything in this match. Alright. So, now this is my favorite. This was the icing on. This was the best part of SmackDown in my opinion. Paige comes out and she introduces Becky Lynch as the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And as you can see, Becky Lynch is not a heel. Okay? By now, we would have known for a fact that, whatever the WWE was doing to make Becky Lynch a heel would have worked. But it's not. Because the crowd knows that Becky Lynch is too good to be a heel. They're going to continue. They cheer for her tonight, and they're going to continue to cheer for Becky Lynch. They've done it before, they are doing it now, and they will continue to do it, and they will not stop anytime soon. So WWE is better off turning Charlotte a fucking heel, because Charlotte's better work comes when she's a fucking heel, and Becky Lynch's fucking better work obviously is coming out better as a face and a fucking tweener, because that's exactly what she is, a tweener. And if you didn't hear me first, I'll say it again. Tweener, neither a baby face or a heel, works neutrally. That is what she is. She is not a fucking heel. She's acting out of anger, out of being upset, fed the fuck up that Charlotte, having the fucking spotlight. Okay? So, you have her come out, and the crowd's cheering and chanting, "You deserve it." And she goes on, and Charlotte goes on and says that, it took her 2 long years to no longer be, an afterthought in the shadows. Now she can get promotion. Now she can be on shows and all that. And then Becky goes ahead and calls out Charlotte. And she's asking her. I love this Becky Lynch, man. Like, she honestly, she plays this role really well. She's like, she's asking Charlotte to come out. She's like, "Oh, come on, Charlotte. Why don't you come out? Don't you like the spotlight? Don't you want your spotlight? Come out. Go ahead. Come on." And then Charlotte finally comes out. And she comes out and congrats Becky for being the better woman that night. And, she said that she threw away a friendship and lost more than she gained winning the championship. The Becky says, "Oh, wait, what? I'm sorry. I stopped listening after you called me the better woman." That was fucking brilliant. I loved it. I fucking love this Becky, man. I see some fucking CM Punk in her too. You know what I mean? Like that rebellious, I don't give a fuck kind of attitude. It's just like a little mixture of CM Punk there too, as well as Steve Austin primarily. But I fucking love it. I enjoy it. And Becky asks that Charlotte races and puts the title around her waist. Charlotte races her arm, and Charlotte refuses, and then she asks Charlotte to put the title around her waist, and Charlotte refuses again. And she goes on to tell Becky that, she came out there to show her respect, and that she hopes that there is a bit of her best friend still in whatever she is in now. And then Becky apologizes and, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell you to raise my hand. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell you to put the title around my waist. But I want you to call me now the Queen. And then Charlotte says no, walks away, and then cheap pop, Becky calls her a bitch, and then Charlotte turns around, a battle ensues between Becky, but she can only get an elbow to Becky to knock her down, but then Becky took control. She threw her against the ring steps, I believe, and then she threw her on the announce table, dragged her back inside the ring, and applied to disarm her, and Becky walked away. Then she came back in and hit her with the Bexploder, and that was SmackDown tonight. Becky Lynch is not a heel, people. She's not a heel. She's not a heel in any sort of way. She is basically playing what CM Punk was once, 4-5 years ago. Remember when everyone, cheered for him, even though despite, doing heinous acts and doing heelish things and all that, that's exactly what Becky Lynch is now. Perfect example. She's not a fucking heel, guys. Get that through your fucking head. She's not a fucking heel. And she's not ever going to be a heel. I like the show. Aside from, a couple things, but it was a pretty solid show. It wasn't all that. I loved, my favorite part was definitely the Becky Lynch and Charlotte encounter at the end. So, I just hope that Charlotte does not win back the championship at Super Showdown, and we have a fucking hot potato kind of shit that we had on with Charlotte and Sasha Banks. 3 years ago? I hope I don't see that shit, because that, right where it is now is where it needs to stay to bring back prestige and importance to that title, because what fucking Carmella did to that shit, she just fucking killed that title. She killed the title, and now it's in good hands. Becky Lynch has the title. I believe she should be the women's champion at least until WrestleMania. Let's keep this title on Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch deserves a very lengthy championship. Because I will fucking hate. And let me just say this. I will hate to see that shit happen about the hot potato bullshit, because all I see that the reason behind that is for Charlotte to reach fucking 16 fucking championship reigns, which in all technicality, they're not even fucking reigns if you can't even fucking have a memorable fucking championship run with a fucking title, When has Charlotte had a fucking memorable championship? Tell me. I'm waiting, because there isn't. All they want to do is just play hot potato, most likely, because I will not put it past WWE that they fucking have, flip-flop the fucking titles between Becky and Charlotte, throughout the fucking year, and have Charlotte, win as many championships as she can, so she can surpass her fucking father's 16-time championship wins. I'd rather have three solid fucking title reigns, okay? That means something, than to fucking lose a championship 15 fucking times and not mean a fucking jack shit. Okay? So, with that said, I rest my case. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, SmackDown Live review. Please, guys, go ahead and give me a like. Hit that subscribe button and turn the bell on for all notifications. I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for tomorrow for an NXT review. And I will see you guys all tomorrow night for an NXT review. Thank you all for listening. Have a good night. I will talk to you later.